All right, man, peace. So as we all know, today was the first Mayweather versus McGregor official press conference to promote their super bout, their super event coming up on August 26th. Conor McGregor was in rare form. He went all the way in. He was trying to roast Floyd. Floyd pretty much had to take it because of the recent alleged tax problems that he has. I will probably cover that on another video. But I definitely have to give the nod to Conor in regards to who won this first press conference. He seemed to get under Floyd's skin a little bit. And we'll cover that later on in this video. This is the first time I've seen somebody kind of get under Floyd's skin as far as trash talking probably ever. I don't think he's ever faced anybody who trash talked like him, other than maybe Zab Judah. And Floyd took more of a subservient tact in the Zab Judah buildup. When I say subservient or subordinate tact, he didn't try to go back and forth with Zab too much because he knew that Zab was mentally unstable. All right. With Conor, I think that Conor just out shit talked him, man. But you know, we're gonna see how it plays out. I believe they have 3 more press conferences, so we'll see what happens. And pay attention to the guy on the right, Steven Espinoza. That's Floyd's business partner with Showtime. Conor even had him smirking and smiling a little bit.
He's in a tracksuit. He can't even afford a shoe anymore. The Roses are 2012 outside.
Look at him. Look at Steven Espinoza on the right. He's trying not to laugh. Steven Espinoza is one of them guys acting like he's Floyd's friend when he's just a business partner. One of the conduits, hoping to siphon a little bit of Mayweather money. In regards to Floyd's alleged money troubles, Floyd's issue is that he's irresponsible in regards to when he's supposed to flush that money back. Like I said, all this money is it's like water. It has to be circulated, right? It's like blood. It has to be circulated. Floyd is a major businessman. He's supposed to have top accountants and taxmen informing him. All you got to do is circulate the money back to him, and then you get it right back anyway when you're dealing with the so-called IRS, especially when you have certain business fronts set up so that all the money can bounce right back to you. Floyd already knows that shit already. He's just lazy. He's not on point with what he's supposed to be doing, or his business people are not on point. Because that type of information, that's not even supposed to come out. Honestly, the tax money was supposed to be taken out of his check before he even got it. But it's just silly shit. But let's see what happens here.
There's no other way about it. His little legs, his little core, his little head. I'm gonna knock him out inside 4 rounds, mark my words.
He said his little head, his little legs, his little core. Conor still thinks like an MMA guy. Boxing is about skills. It's not about all that, how ripped somebody is and how wide their shoulders are and how big their legs are. It doesn't work that way in boxing. But he'll find out.
Hopefully Conor McGregor saved some of that trash talk for us. Who am I kidding? Of course he got more to say about Floyd and the fight when he joins us live on the 6th whenever they're finished talking trash to each other. What's good? Welcome to the best 60 minutes of your day. The line was around the block over at Staples Center. Scalpers selling tickets to the press conference for $40. And it was worth every penny. What a show they're putting on. And while I still believe, Jamel, that this Maymac 4-city promotional tour more than likely will be the most entertaining act of this circus. You know what?
Look how focused Floyd is on that man. Floyd like, man, I'm going to tear your ass up on August 26th, man. You got no idea what I feel like doing to you right now. Kind of funny as hell. Kind of got a big ass head too, man. That's going to be a big target.
I can't even fight anymore. No pun intended, I cannot fight it anymore. After watching that,
oh.
Y'all got it. Y'all got it.
Y'all
got it. I'm in. I'm in.
I know, spoken like a true trick. You could know a chick is no good But as soon as she shake that ass in front of you, right, you're gonna throw the money at her anyway. Look, I got a lot of love for Floyd. I even have love for Conor as an entertainer. I ain't spending no damn $100 on that bullshit. Give me a break. Ain't no amount of shit talking gonna make me spend money on that damn fight. Sorry.
I mean, sign me up for the circus. Sign me up for the farce. They sold me on this fight today. I'm there. I will have guac. I will have hummus. Parties at my house.
I will bring the chicken and the pizza.
That's y'all. There you go. That's not $100 million check. I'm not a $100 million analyst, Floyd, but that's $100. That's $100. Whatever the price is, all y'all.
Mike,
I'm sold on this.
I told you.
The spectacle sold me. You're right.
I told you. I knew from the beginning when this first started as just an idea that this was going to be as entertaining and as big of a spectacle as we've ever seen. Sometimes, you know what, Mike? Sometimes you need to see the train wreck. Sometimes that's entertaining.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to see the train wreck. Spoken like a true bugged out liberal black woman. All right. That's what they love to see. They love to see the quote unquote train wreck because it makes them forget about all the train wrecks in their life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Seeing these forces collide has been everything I've expected it to be. I've never paid for a Mayweather fight. All right?
Right.
I'm paying
On
for this
principle
one.
and on
I'm
lack
paying
of
for
quality.
this one because
Yes.
On principle and lack of quality. How could it be lack of quality when he was the most elite fighter in all of boxing in the last 20 years? I mean, if you say on principle, if you're trying to talk about all that domestic violence bullshit, I mean, look, that's the man's personal life. To me, what Mayweather's guilty of in regards to that is, once again, choosing the wrong women, which is what I always comment on. Once again, brothers, when you're dealing with these women, most of the time they'll show you what they're about real early. And if you end up being one of these brothers who tries to play it off like, oh man, you love you a sassy chick and you love you a chick that likes to, a firecracker, well then, hey, firecrackers sometimes blow up in your face. All right. A woman's job is to bring peace into your life. Floyd liked them wild chicks. You get what you asked for. All right. We all know he wasn't whooping no woman's ass. This is a guy who beats down, he beats up guys that outweigh him by 20 pounds. Like, give me a break. He wasn't beating on them damn women. But, it was, anything to try to cast aspersions on his name. And the liberal blacks, they go along with it because they were jealous of him. And they still, running around ranting and raving and talking about it. Some silly shit. In regards to Floyd's fights, I enjoy his fights because, I don't have attention deficit disorder. I don't need to be constant. I don't need to see a slugfest. I like to see art. When Floyd gets in the ring, that's art. What he does to fighters is art. How he can make great fighters look, average or subpar. That's art to me. So I can always enjoy that. I bought many of Floyd's fights. The last fight that I bought was the Ortiz fight. I stopped buying his fights, to be quite honest with you, because I found a good streaming site. And why the hell am I going to pay for something that I can get for free? Allegedly, all right? Allegedly. I was watching it on stream sites, all right? And that's why I'm going to watch this one too, allegedly.
I just want to see.
I got it. I got this.
That's right.
I'm
sorry.
This. No, I got it now. At first, I was going to stream it or get it illegally or come to your house. No, I'm here for it. He said he was going to knock him out inside of 4 rounds. I don't know what world he's living in, but I like to visit it sometime.
Well, he's living in the world of a winner. That's how winners think, right? Winners omit all negativity. That's why I tell a lot of you brothers, man. You got to omit all negativity from your life, man. And if you think that it's hard, you know why sometimes it's hard to omit negativity from your life is because that negativity has seeped into you. And now you comfortable with that shit. All right? That's why a lot of things don't pan out how they're supposed to pan out for you because you've allowed negativity to infest you. All right? McGregor is prohibitively positive. That's how all champions are. Ali was the same way. All right, there's no way that you can do things that nobody else can do unless you think in a way that no one else thinks. All right. So this is why I've already said from the start, does he have a chance? Absolutely. Why? Because he believes he does. All right. Life is about belief.
Because I still say he has no chance of beating a prize fighter the caliber of Floyd Mayweather. But he doesn't care what I say or anybody else says. He believes it. And on the off chance that something crazy happens, I mean, Vegas on August 26th is going to be such a spectacle, such a circus. And just look, just the novelty of it
Yeah.
is enough to draw me in. This is a sporting event. I don't take back anything I said about the lack of quality as it relates to a boxing match. But this is what these two guys do. They know how to sell a fight. And they sold me on the fact that they legitimately hate each other.
And kudos to Conor McGregor, a guy who at one point recently who was on welfare and who fought himself up from the bottom of the mixed martial arts ranks up through the UFC and has made himself not just a household name, but a international star. All right? Kudos to him, because I'm sure he'd be the first one to tell you 5 years ago, did he think that he'd be facing off with Floyd Mayweather? Most likely not, but you never know. He might have envisioned it in his mind 5 years ago. You know? You never know where life could take you when you visualize positive things, man. Very, very, very important.
They can't stand each other. So this was success. 3 more cities of this.
Yeah.
So even if the fight isn't as good as the press conference, I'm here for it. And by the way, we'll hear from Floyd Mayweather. You know what? Let's hear from Floyd right now. Nope, not now. Okay, cool. We're still turning that around. What you got? What else you got?
No, what I was going to say is this: in both sides, you have MMA purists, boxing purists. They've worried about what kind of quote damage this will do to their individual sports. It will do no damage for Conor McGregor. He had everything to gain and nothing to lose. He's going to get paid. He's going to see a bigger payday than he ever probably.
That's why he was so happy.
Exactly. Look.
Yeah, he's gonna get a bigger payday than he'll ever get again in life, and he knows that. And that's why he went so hard with Dana White to make the fight happen. Even being willing to give up 50% of his purse. I didn't see the whole press conference, but if I was Floyd, that's what I would attack. Since you want to attack my money, I had to go through your pimp in order to get a session with you. Right? You walking down, you here on the corner with your pumps on. You can't even service a trick without getting permission from your pimp. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to spend money on you. And you got to ask permission from your pimp, Dana White, to give me what I want.
As far as he's concerned, he can't get embarrassed in this fight. Even if he gets knocked out in the first round, It doesn't matter.
That's not true. If Conor gets knocked out in the first round, he's going to lose some esteem in his sport. Because at the end of the day, it's combat sports. It's not like, Conor McGregor went up, he went to try to go play baseball and he struck out 4 times in a game. Now he go back to mixed martial arts. No. If he goes into boxing and he gets knocked out in the first round, not only will he lose esteem, but his sport will lose esteem. This is not James Toney trying to go and fight in the UFC at 40 years old with a pot belly. All right? This is Floyd Mayweather, a guy who's never lost. Even though he hasn't fought in 2 years, he's 40 years old. He's never lost, so he's still held in very high esteem. All right? If he beats McGregor, this is right now, this is looked at as a war of the worlds between the boxing world and the mixed martial arts world. Conor has to, he has to show out a little bit. He has to show that the skills in mixed martial arts can translate over to boxing. All right? He has to show that. If he doesn't show that, it is going to be a black mark on him and MMA to a degree.
Right.
He did what he was supposed to do, which is collect the check,
Right.
which is set up Lil Conor for the rest of his life and many more generations of McGregors beyond that. That's what it was all about. And look, it had gotten to a point with Floyd because he missed the window. I think him and Manny Pacquiao, they missed that real window when they could have had a true super fight.
Right.
How could they have missed the window that they could have had a true super fight when back in 2009 they were both set to make $25 million each, and in 2015 when they fought, they both made well over 9 figures. So you tell me on what planet did they miss the proper time period to make that fight? All right. This is why these people are on TV and they're not business managers.
Right. That now he can give people some of the entertainment that I think that some of his previous fights kind of lacked.
His fights have plenty of entertainment. They also have mastery. All right. When you master something, you make it look easy. Right? To a novice never understands what a master understands. That's what makes someone a master. That's what establishes the differentiation between a master and an apprentice. And you're going to see that come August 26th, unless Father Time catches up with Floyd, and unless he's caught up with him in the last 2 years. Who knows? All right? But, things are always boring to buffoons. A buffoon is always bored.
This is a money grab, no question about it.
For both of them. So what? I'm here for it.
I
You
just
can
paid
have
for
my money.
mine.
I spent $100 doing worse things.
I'm sure you have. We don't even need you to specify on what you've done. Throwing money at male strippers. Lord knows what else.
So you can have my money.
Don't I know it? Don't I know the shit
Yeah. Sound like she got some damn pork stuck in her mouth.
$100
Right?
in many of Christian-like ways.
I was ministered. But anyway,
You were providing.
I was providing. That's
hear
what
you.
Jesus said. I was giving the fish. I was giving them loaves of and loaves of bread.
Yeah, go ahead and mock the scriptures with your lame ass joke. All right, you go ahead and keep mocking the scriptures. You're gonna go home. You're gonna open up your phone and you're gonna have a 10-page text from that personal trainer that you think is your man. He's gonna say, it's just not working out.
Bread and fishes.
What are the chances that this is even a quality sporting event? Like, the spectacle is one thing. Obviously, coming into the ring is going to be a big deal. The hype, the energy, the arena is going to be on fire. Anybody's going to be there, and most people are going to be at home watching it or tracking it. But once the bell rings, what are the chances that it's actually a decent event?
I think less.
This being a decent fight, I'll give it about a 3% chance. All right, maybe 5% chance at the most, maxing out at 10%. If Floyd has if he's declined seriously in the last 2 years, I mean that if Conor can go past 4 or 5 rounds competitively, I'll be shocked. A lot of people are saying that there won't be a competitive moment. I don't see that at all. Conor is a combat athlete. He's training hard 4 or 5 hours a day. I don't see him just totally not being able to land a punch at all. I don't see that. But we'll see. That's what makes this fight so interesting. But I know I give it about a 3 to 5% chance of being competitive. Conor has shown that he has, good hand skills for a mixed martial artist. How well that's going to translate over to getting into boxing combat with the best boxer in the last 20 years. We'll see. I expect Floyd to pick him apart. I expect Conor to try to show a lot of the techniques that he's been shown by his trainer early on. When he sees that those are not working, he's most likely is going to panic and get desperate and start trying to wing punches. And then Floyd's going to start making him look silly with counter punches. Right? I think Conor's used to being in a ring in the octagon with guys with no hand skills at all. Kind of uses a lot of things that boxers use, like pull counters, overhand lefts, things like that. He's going to try that rudimentary style of hand-to-hand combat against Floyd. He's going to find out that he's about 7 or 8 levels underneath Floyd. He's going to find it out kind of quick.
Less than 5%. Mm-hmm. And I do understand. We know the real boxing match this year is Canelo and GGG. Yeah, all right, that's the real fight.
You could tell she's posing, because if she really was following boxing, she would have said Canelo and Triple G. She wouldn't have said GGG.
If you want to look at it in those terms, but I don't think that this has any chance of really being some kind of mega fight of what we would expect or what we would want it to be. It was set up to be novelty. It was set up to be a circus. It was set up to be entertainment. It was not set up for us to deduce from this, hey, we're supposed to treat this we can't treat this seriously because of what it's supposed to do. But I think that's part of the attraction.
It seems like they're taking it seriously. Conor's, taking it seriously. He's got his money. Floyd, even though he's getting paid, this was a money grab for him, he seems to seriously dislike Conor McGregor. Take a listen for yourself.
Let me show you what $100 million fighter look like. Still got $100 million, and then he never touched this. That's an tax man. You right. I'm the IRS, and I'm gonna tax you.
Look, Floyd look mad as hell. Coming to the damn press conference with an American flag hoodie on and a number 48 hat. Come on, brother. You couldn't even get a new hat made for the press conference. You're 49-0. You're not even 48-0. You're 49-0. You gonna wear the hat from the Pacquiao that you made after the Pacquiao fight? Like, come on. I could see why Conor was clowning him. Like, like when people start getting old, they just start wearing any damn thing. Like Floyd used to wear suits and shit to the press conference. Now he just walk out there like, fuck it.
Look at this. Look at these two.
And think about it. mean, look.
I mean, that's what you expected, but now that we actually see it, I mean, you know what it was for me, as you know?
Yo, Conor's head is like twice as big as Floyd's, man. His head is so fucking big. Yo, Floyd is gonna have no problem hitting that man's head once he wear him down. Expect Floyd to Conor's a southpaw, so Floyd's not gonna jab him to the body. He's gonna hit him with right hands to the body. He's gonna wear Conor down early, and then he's gonna start bouncing punches off of Conor's head, around 4 or 5.
For so long, I didn't think it was going to happen.
Right.
I never thought they'd come to an agreement, no matter how much money was at stake, how much money was to be made off of this farce. I never thought it would actually happen.
It was too much in it for both of them, though.
Well, but that part of Michael, I mean, speaking third person for a second, that part of Michael, once it actually happened, I was like, oh, it's gonna bomb. It's not gonna be very good anyway. It's a joke. But now I'm seeing it. It's like, all right, I guess the joke's on us.
Well,
this is what when they kept saying the people want to see this. This is what the people want to see. Those two going face to face.
No, they did want to see it, and not only that, just common sense wise, if you're Floyd, you're retired, this is the easiest money you probably will ever make. Because from a skill standpoint, considering he's doing your sport, it's not like you have to get in the MMA ring, so you're good. So to me, this was the only way to create this level of excitement.
Don't worry,
it's like you had to do this.
Yeah, that's what makes him a master businessman. All right, this man was actually able to cross-pollinate the sports worlds, and come up with a magnificent event. And of course, I always knew people were going to end up buying into it. There was no doubt about it in my mind. But I mean, that's the brilliance of Mayweather. That's what makes him the TBE, the greatest businessman in the history of sports. All right, the greatest businessman in the history of sports, Floyd Mayweather. As a guy, he didn't have a mega agent like Michael Jordan had with David Falk, getting him all type of commercial deals. You don't see Floyd on any commercials, basically. He built it from the ground up with his own ideas, along with Al Heyman, a brilliant economist.
Because, I clip you. You're my boy, but I clip you.
Once again, Conor McGregor coming up live on SportsCenter.
Yeah, she's talking about I clip you. Yeah, in other words, you take his damn money. All right, so now they're back to interview Conor McGregor himself. Let's see how the interview goes.
Conor McGregor has more to say, so he joins us now on SportsCenter. Conor, I've never met you. My name is Michael Smith, but I'm gonna say this to you, my man. You did your job. You did your job. You've got my money. You've got my money for this fight. So if your goal was to sell this fight, you did that. Was your goal also to get under Floyd's skin, and do you think you accomplished that goal?
I wasn't really, sure what to expect. The format is a lot different. They were very vague on the details. There was speeches and all. I've seen guys get up with like full speeches. I think I couldn't hear when they were speaking, so I didn't even know who they were. There was some guy with grey hair, big afro, that was talking. So, look, I just went up and had fun and embraced it. The crowd is amazing. 20,000 people here in the arena. As far as Floyd, whatever, he's a small man, so he looks frail to me. But I see a half a fire. I don't see the finished product. I see a weak core, small legs. I see a man who would be easily and will be easily dismantled.
Well, you could tell that Conor is trying to look at Floyd how he would look at an MMA fighter, all right? As he calls it, small legs or weak legs. Conor has to understand that in boxing, fighters most of the time don't have those big, thick legs. They're not worried about getting taken down. And the strength that a fighter has in his legs is normally from the from jumping rope and from running, right? Not to say that, fighters, of course, a lot of them do use barbells to, do squats and things of that nature, but they're not running around trying to build up a lot of excessive musculature and mass around their legs because they have to go 12 rounds. And Conor's going to find out how difficult that is. This is one of the reasons why he has stamina issues, even in mixed martial arts. He has issues going, third, fourth round. And he's going to find it out, though.
Inside 4 rounds? Why are you so confident you can beat him inside 4 rounds?
I believe so. His little head. His little head and my big fist. They don't go together. So he will be done in 4.
He's hard to hit. He's one of the best defensive fighters in history. How you gonna land?
I don't care. I disagree.
Okay.
He can catch it on the glove as well. That's enough to knock him out. My shots break the guard. check the facts. I bounce heads off the canvas.
Okay, you can say this, I can't, but I mess with you, and I don't want to use the word mess. You can use a different word, that's for sure. As Mike mentioned, there's a lot of people that don't expect you to really compete in this fight.
I've been one of them.
What's your message to all those
He was
people who
talking
have
like he's
that
going to come
opinion?
over to this. I don't care. Like, I don't care what people think, but he was trying to say, and they're up there, next we'll do the MMA, we'll do an MMA fight next. I was like, don't start talking stuff that you wouldn't do. You don't into this world.
Hey, you never know. If Floyd need to tax him like people are trying to claim he does, you never know what he'd do next. Especially if he win this fight. Floyd might say, fuck it. Yeah, I'll get in there in the octagon with him for $400 million. And they might be able to make that shit happen. Particularly if this fight do as well as they think it's going to do. I mean, shit, you got to figure, if they willing to pay Floyd $250, $300 million for this fight and pay Conor over $100 million, they got to be figuring that this fight's going to make $1 billion damn near.
Well, look, it's part of the show. People are for me and people are against me. But I don't believe, even listen to all these so-called boxing experts and all these. I don't believe them when I'm listening to them. They sound scared to me. I hear fear. So I'm just embracing it, listening to it. I'm very, very thankful that it's all on record. And I look forward to playing it all back the next couple of days after.
Conor's a champion. He thinks like a champion. He thinks like a lion. All right? Male lions, they don't bow down from nothing. They don't run away from anything. So, I give him his credit for that. That's why I call it the Clash of the Titans. They're going to meet come August 26th, man. He believes in himself. Honestly, I think he believes in himself more than any of Mayweather's boxing opponents believed in themselves when they got in the ring with him. So, belief could take you a long ways. We'll see.
After the fight.
What can you tell us about what your strategy is going to be in terms of Floyd? As Mike mentioned, you're talking about one of the greatest defensive fighters of all time. So what are you going to do what 39 other people have been unable to do?
Again, I come out very, very different. I fight very, very different. I'm from a different game than the boxing game.
Right, but you boxing.
I'm from a game where you got to bounce your shin bone. The aim is to bounce your shin bone off your opponent's nose bone. That's the game I come from. So I'm going to come out the gate very, very differently. I'm going to paint a very different picture.
It ain't but so much of a picture you can paint, bro. Boxing has rules. You can't bounce no shin bone off of nobody's nose bone. So that tell you right there, he really doesn't have any idea of what he's going to be able to do or what he's even going to be able to try to do against Floyd. Either that or he's playing a misdirection game where he doesn't want to give away his game plan, which would be shrewd.
And I'm going to land my shots and put them away.
Where are you in your training at this point?
What are we, like 6-7 weeks? I'm super fit right now. Lots of sparring rounds. We've had a referee brought in just to acclimatise with the rule set. There's so many rules and restrictions. It's like I said up there. It doesn't faze me. It amuses me. It's interesting, but I'm enjoying it. So I've got lots of sparring rounds, lots more sparring rounds, and that's it. Keep fighting, fight every day, and then fight on fight.
We know what you think of Floyd as a fighter. What did you think of his performance at the press conference, especially when he pulled out the $100 million check? You said pay the tax man. He says he's paid up with the IRS. What did you think of that stunt?
Stop, I don't know. He was in a tracksuit. That's all I need to know. Something like this in a track. I don't know. But look. Leading to it. He's whipping out checks and he's talking this and he's talking that. He owes his bollocks out to the IRS. The Rolls Royces are 2012 out there. They're the old model. So that tells me all I need to know. He is.
Well, look, pace yourself. Y'all got 3 more cities of this. Right. It's a 4-city promotional tour, and I'm sure more people like me will accept the sales pitch and give you that money.
Thanks for all the wonderful sound bites. Trust me, we appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Right.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Alrighty then.
Oh, I don't know what to say after that. How many cuss words was that? I don't even know how that was received at home. But again,
you don't care. It was a Caucasian man talking like that. You didn't give a shit. It's so funny. And like I said, I got a lot of love for Conor, but I've mentioned this before. The way that the media portrays Conor McGregor for being brash and rude and crude, he's like the charming foul mouth. But when Mayweather was in his heyday, You know, everybody wanted to see him lose, and you know he was the worst guy ever, and you know they tried to build up and blow up his alleged domestic violence charges and all this other bullshit, all because they just hated to see a so-called black man who spoke with an authoritative tone. McGregor speaks with the same way, and you know it's so funny and charming. Everybody just giggles.
The job that they both have is to sell this fight, and they did that spectacularly.
Well,
he in particular, he's one of the best at this.
It's still hard to sell me. Like, I'm no boxing expert or aficionado.
No shit.
It's still hard to sell me on a guy coming into a discipline. Whereas boxing may be a part of mixed martial arts, Floyd Mayweather is one of the greatest tacticians in history. 49-0 for a reason, okay? So it's hard for me to believe that Conor McGregor can just step into the boxing ring by Floyd's rules, not only beat him, but knock him out, knock somebody out who doesn't get knocked out.
Because he's not talking about winning the fight. He's saying
within inside 4 rounds.
Inside of 4 rounds.
So,
No, not only does Floyd not get knocked out, he doesn't get knocked down. All right? He doesn't even get knocked down. And I know some clown is going to say, well, wait a minute. He got knocked down against Zab Judah, but they didn't count it. Look, bro. I don't count gloves touching the canvas as knockdowns. I know that officially, according to Marcus of Queensberry rules, that's a knockdown. But to me, a knockdown is your knee and your back are on the ground. All right? That to me is a knockdown, a real knockdown, where you have to physically get up.
So I can't buy his prediction, but I buy the bravado. And this is what Dana White was talking about when the fight was the day the fight was announced, because we were off that day, if you recall. And Dana White was on this edition of SportsCenter, and he just talked about, look, when two competitors, two world-class athletes get into an arena, anything can happen. We're seeing with these press conferences that anything can happen, anything can be said.
Right.
Nothing is off limits. And while he can't take him to the ground, while he can't use his legs, on the off chance that Conor McGregor shocks the world, it's enough to tune in for.
Well, that's
it
why
really
I said
is.
Conor McGregor from the
Spectacle.
beginning had everything to gain and nothing to lose. Because, okay, somebody who is one of the best boxers of all time, they knock you out or they beat you. They're supposed to do that. But if you, as you said, if by some miracle that he's able to beat Floyd Mayweather, that's a shut him down moment. You know, that's a career moment. He's jumped into his sport and beat him at something. That would make him a legend and an icon beyond anything we can possibly imagine.
Okay.
Anyway, all that is some cover for her boo, because she's a big fan of Conor McGregor. We all know why. Most liberal black women, they fantasize about authoritative Caucasian men like Conor McGregor. You know, the unreachable, the unattainable. So she has to settle for her personal trainer. But anyway, point being, fight I expected to be fireworks. I believe that Conor's going to go out in a blaze. All right? He's definitely not going to go out like a punk. But Floyd's going to have to teach him a lesson. And I expect Floyd to adapt in these next coming press conferences and up his game.